Today we are making a clay turtle. So the first thing I got a chunk of clay. You can use whatever clay you have, whether you make the homemade clay that I gave you the recipe for, or you can get air dry clay from the store or Play-Doh, whatever you have will work. So the first thing, I have my chunk of clay and I'm going to split this in half. One half is going to be my turtle shell and the other half is going to be its legs and its head. Okay, so for the turtle shell, I'm going to roll this into a ball and get that nice and smooth and even. And you can do it on the table, in your hands, and it doesn't have to be a perfect sphere, but it should be pretty smooth on the outside. So I'm going to make a pinch pot to create the shell. So that means I push in my thumb and I pinch the sides to create a pinch pot. This pinch pot will be the shell. So I have the outside, inside pretty smooth. So a couple of things I want to do is I'm going to drop it like this to smooth out this edge. And then I want to smooth the shell, out top of the shell. And I'm just going to kind of roll it on the table to smooth it out. See how that's smoothing out the top of my shell? Okay, now I need to figure out the shape I really want. So I think it's a little too, I'm going to smush it a little bit, but not too much. And you're just working the clay until you have it the way you want it for your turtle. So I kind of like that turtle shell for right now, for a turtle shell. Now, with this, now I need to start thinking about my turtle and its hands, feet, all its feet, and its head. So I think I'm going to make a sea turtle. If I'm making a sea turtle, it's going to be a little different than a land turtle. So I'm going to create a head that makes sense for the size of my shell. I don't want it too small, I don't want it too big. I can use a little water to just smooth it out to get the shape I want. I'm going to build everything first and then attach it to my turtle. Now, if I'm doing a sea turtle, I need flippers instead of feet. So I want a flipper kind of like this shape for my front flippers. And once again, I'm going to make them before. So that's a little big, so I'm going to go and take a little of the clay off and make it a little smaller. Okay, now I need to make another one that's about the same size. Now, they don't have to be exactly the same, but you want them generally kind of the same size. Otherwise, it'll look a little uneven. So, and that's pretty close. Okay, so I got my two front flippers. Now I need two back flippers. I think the back flippers look a little different, not a lot, but I think they kind of come back more like this because those are their big kicking feet. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. So I'm going to make one more of these. Now I have my two back flippers. And now I'm kind of ready to attach everything. Now, when you're attaching to the clay, you want to score it. Scoring means just to rough up the clay so that it sticks together better. So one way you can score it is just by wetting a toothbrush. And see how I'm roughing up the clay? I'm going to have the head attached right here. And I'm going to do it to both sides. And then I'm going to smooth it in so it's attached. And I'm just using my fingers to do all this. And I can adjust that in a little bit. So there's his head. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the flippers. I think I want the flippers this way, and then I want the flippers this way. So I'm going to score these, and I'm going to score these up, I just remembered I didn't make a tail. And the tails are easy because they're usually kind of just a little triangle type cone shape. And that'll be his tail. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this guy over and then I'm gonna attach all the pieces. And see how I'm smoothing it in to the other clay so that I know they're attached well and they're not gonna fall off when they dry. Put this guy over here. Smooth it out. Create his little tail. Okay. And there's my turtle. Now, if you feel like your turtle's about to collapse, if you just take some paper towel or Kleenex or something, or anything you have available, like I'm just gonna use this little piece of paper. What you can do, if you feel like it's collapsing on you, put some paper underneath that you'll remove when you fire it, but for right now, it's just gonna help it stay upwards to dry. So, that's how you make a little clay turtle.